I'm Dan Hunt, and this is Up Close and Personal. We are at World CryptoCon at the Aria Hotel in Las Vegas, Nevada. My host right now, or my guest right now, I'm sorry, I'm the host.
Yeah.
You're the guest, I'm the host.
Yes, yeah.
But you are also a host on your own show, and we're going to talk about that in just a minute.
Yep.
It's Mark Moss, and he's from Southern California,
Yep.
and you have a YouTube show called Market Disruptors.
That's right.
We'll talk about Market Disruptors in just a little bit, but let's talk a little bit about you and how you got to where you are in your life today. So, let's go back to high school or so and talk about high school. When you were in high school, what did you want to be when you grow up?
So, growing up, they always ask you that question, what do you want to be? Like you're supposed to pick a fireman or something, like a career. And I never had that, and really it was high school when I figured it out, and it wasn't a career that I wanted, it was a lifestyle that I wanted. And it was my friend's neighbor that had this life that I saw with a boat and an RV, and his family would go on these vacations, and I said, that's what I want. I want the lifestyle. And
you want that lifestyle.
And that's what I've always worked towards, not building a career, but building a lifestyle.
So, out of school, you went to college for a bit, but you never finished college.
I didn't go to college.
You didn't go to college at all?
I didn't go to college.
Didn't go to college at all. But you've always been very successful.
Yeah.
Where do you think that comes from?
I think it comes from a couple of things. One, my dad was a contractor. My dad grew up on a farm, and he was a contractor, and he had me working construction since I was a kid. So I think that instilled like this work ethic in me. Okay. In addition, my parents worked really hard to send me to private school with a bunch of rich kids, and I wasn't. And so I think it left me on the outside always wanting a little bit more. So if I had to dissect, that would be my guess. There's the nature versus nurture argument, so I don't really know. But I think it was just, seeing that carrot was always out in front of me. I had a sense of work ethic instilled in me. And, I knew that I wanted that lifestyle, but not a career. And I just had to go work for it.
Now, in your life, and when we're talking earlier today, a couple of books have really influenced you a lot. And one of those books is something that's truly influenced me to the point that I listen to a chapter of Think and Grow Rich every day of my life.
Wow.
So I listen to a new chapter of it every single day of my life, and I continue to learn more from Think and Grow Rich. So that is one of the books that really influenced you. Let's talk about that a little bit.
It is, but it wasn't a book. I listened to it on cassette.
On cassette?
On cassette.
Wow, the gray hair looks really good on you, man.
Yeah, I'm older than hopefully than I look. But I love books. I have tons and tons of books. I believe reading a book is the best return on investment you can ever get, because somebody may have spent 4 to 6 years of their life to research and write a book. I can read it in 8 hours.
Right.
I can take your 4 to 6 years of your life and I can assimilate that in 6 or 8 hours. That's the best return on investment. So I read all kinds of books, but I don't have as much time to sit down and read like I used to. So now a lot of audiobooks. But back then, yeah, Think and Grow Rich was one that really got me going. And when I would work, I would just play it in the background, and I would just listen to it all the time, over and over again. And it changed my mindset. And I think that's where anybody needs to start. They need to have the mindset so they can have the desire to go chase other things.
Let's talk about that a little bit. Mindset.
Yeah.
Okay, mindset. How important is a person's mindset in what they do and becoming successful in their life?
Well, it's everything. It's everything. And I think some people maybe are naturally have a different mindset, and some maybe don't, but I believe everybody can get there. And without the proper mindset, you're never going to achieve success, because you have to be optimistic, you have to be positive, you have to believe you can accomplish those things. And I'm talking to all kinds of people all the time, trying to encourage them, hey, you can do this, and they instantly think of everything that can go wrong.
Right.
They're defeating themselves before they even get started. And so without the mindset, they're never going to get there. And so, they tell me, well, this is going to happen, that's going to be bad. And I say, yeah, it will, but so what?
You showed me a video of you just last week on a, 5 days?
8 days.
8-day motocross bike ride.
Through Baja, California.
Through Baja, California.
Yeah.
And your top speeds there were?
80, 90 miles an hour.
80, 90 miles an hour
on open desert.
Open desert, dirt trails. Your concentration and mindset, you had to believe that you could do it.
Sure.
Otherwise, you might not be here right now, because one rock at that speed, you're done.
Yeah, it's bad. It's dangerous for sure. So it definitely requires concentration. It's kind of a nice break for me, because even though it's physically demanding, but you're in your helmet and you're focused on one rock, and you don't have time for these other thoughts. So it's a little bit of a meditation almost, if you will.
You know, and it's funny, we were talking about this before. Different people have different forms of meditation that they use.
Yeah.
And, you know, meditation to me is just being able to take a break from all the noise that's around us all the time. So your form of meditation is putting on the helmet, getting on the bike, and rocking and rolling, so you can't think about anything else.
Yeah, one of many.
One of many.
Yeah.
You're very religious as well, so you read the Bible a lot over and over. Talk to me about your why of reading the Bible over and over.
Well, you know, I've gone on a crazy personal development path. I've followed every guru, I've read every book, and if you really break it down, all of the success principles, so there's a quote that I learned, it says, principles are few, methods are many.
Right.
Right? So core principles are core principles. There's 1,000 ways to do them. All those core principles came from the Bible, I believe. If you study the Bible, you study all the gurus, all the principles are there. And you know, our society has broken down, and we have all these laws, and I don't think you can legislate morality. And so, you know, if the Bible says the single most important commandment is to love people, love other people, like, that's great. And if more people loved other people, we'd have a lot less problems in this world.
Let's move on to your show, Market Disruptors.
Yeah.
So Market Disruptors is a YouTube channel that you've put together, and it's relatively new.
It's relatively new. I had another YouTube channel called I Love Crypto, which is still going, and that was specifically just talking about cryptocurrencies, which we're at World CryptoCon, so that makes sense. But you know, my main goal is to educate people, so we give as much value away for free as I can.
Right.
And so, you know, investing in cryptocurrency is a very small piece. I believe that you should be invested in lots of things. So I invest in real estate, gold and silver, oil and gas. But then, what about before you invest? So I have all these people writing me all the time, and they say, hey, I'm 22 years old and I'm working part-time, and how do I even get the money to invest? How do I get to where you're at? And so I get so many of these messages, and I respond to so many of these people that I thought, you know what, I need to start addressing that. So I started Market Disruptors so I could start talking about a wider range of topics, like before you invest. Like, how do you even get the money to invest?
Right.
Do you even have the mindset to keep the money once you make it, right? We see 50 Cent make $100 million from vitamin water and then go bankrupt. We see it with sports stars all the time, because you can't earn your way to wealth. You have to have the mindset to keep that wealth. And I had to learn the hard way. I lost all my wealth before.
You lost. You were all the way up, and you went all the way down.
I lost big. I lost big. And so, you know, it hit me hard, and so that's why I'm just really trying to give back. I want to give people the tools they need to make the money, multiply the money, and keep the money.
So your show has to be sponsored and, you know, monetized, and let's talk about your other platform that you have that's actually sponsoring the show.
Yeah, sure. So it started with I Love Crypto, talking about cryptocurrency, and so we have an entire training platform for cryptocurrency. So again, we give back. So if you want to get information on cryptocurrency, how to buy it, sell it, trade it, what it is, we have all that free information that's on signalprofits.com. So Signal Profits is a company that helps monetize the giving that we do. So we have all that for free, and then there's additional information if you want to buy research, you want to know what coin do I buy, when do I sell it, we have all that information on Signal Profits. And it's all really just a way for us to give back. And of course we need to make a little bit of money along the way.
You know, you talk about giving back.
Yeah.
You know, so important, and as I interview more and more people, not just at this show, but you know, on Up Close and Personal, we interview people all over the world.
Yeah.
One of the common threads that everybody has is giving back. All of these CEOs, all of these entrepreneurs, all of the actors and stars that I've talked to, they all want to give back.
Well, I think we've seen this shift in society where really we have these like socially conscious businesses now.
Right.
I think that's a piece of it, but I also think it's like a natural evolution. So, you can trace people like, you have, the person living on the street and they're only looking towards that next meal or that next hit.
Right.
And then you go all the way up, people living paycheck to paycheck, month to month, and then you have, the Bill Gates, and they're looking at future generations. And so I think once you've achieved a little bit of success, the next path is you want to give back, right? Like, hey, people helped me get to where I'm at, and I want to now give back to other people and help them achieve the same level of success. So I think hopefully, it's a natural evolution.
How important do you think giving back is in today's society?
Well, I think it's everything. So I don't believe that government's the answer to anything. I think it's the problem.
Okay.
I think that I spent a lot of time in Mexico. In Mexico, you don't have homeless problems. There's no homeless people in Mexico. The family unit takes care of each other. The communities take care of each other. And I believe that we should all be taking care of each other. We don't need to we shouldn't have to rely on this third party. So we should all be giving back. We should be doing what we can, teaching, educating, helping, donating, all those things. It's massive. It's a massive piece. And I would encourage everyone to do something to give back. And the other thing that I would add to that is like there's 3 levels of learning, right? So like when I receive information, I learn it a little bit. The next level of learning is I have to do it. So I receive the information, now I have to do it. And the third level, the deepest level, is now I have to teach it. I receive it, I do it, and then I teach it. And so if you want to become a master, you got to give back.
Now, you just segued right into the next question because
all right.
You have kids.
Yeah, I do.
And your kids are starting to get a little bigger and into teenage years. And you told me that your first son just read a book.
My daughter, my first
or
daughter.
Your daughter,
Yep.
just read a book.
Yeah, so my daughter is in middle school, and I've had her start to read a lot of books. We don't give them money for doing chores. She gets money for reading books. And so, I try and look at, like, my role as a parent is I want my kids to have as much fun as they can. Right. But really my job, my role is to get them to be the best adults they can be. And I don't believe they're getting that in school, so it's my job to give them that information. So I've had her read lots of books on economics and money, small business, but one of the books I had her just recently read, because it's a little bit of a harder book, is How to Win Friends and Influence People. It was written, 60, 70 years ago, and it's still a #1 bestseller, and it's something that our kids, even adults, they lack. They don't understand basic communication skills.
Right.
How to put yourself in someone else's shoes. So, I'm teaching my daughter and getting them started young.
Kids right now, they really know how to text, though, don't they?
They do, and texting, social media, it's a tool, and it can be good, it can be bad.
Right.
And I think learning the principles will then allow you to use the method of social media. But if you don't have the core principle, you don't know how to use it properly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Perfect tie-in back to that. Thank you so much. I truly appreciate you being here, Mark.
My pleasure.
It's been, really great talking to somebody that has that positive, forward-thinking mindset.
Yeah.
It's really very, very inspiring.
Great.
So great luck with your show. Market Disruptors, we'll be looking for it. And if you want to see Market Disruptors, the link to get to his YouTube channel is right below. Also the link to get to all of your other sites that you're doing as well. So thank you so much. From the Aria Hotel in Las Vegas, Nevada at World CryptoCon, I'm Dan Hunt with Mark Moss saying have a great rest of today and an even better day tomorrow.